Bruins look to increase their winning streak to a magical 6 games. They play the Maple Leafs tomorrow night in Toronto and will then be back home for a 3-game homestand. In our weather report for Portland and vicinity, tonight patchy cloudiness with a possibility of rain later in the evening. Parents, bundle up the kids for their trick-or-treat expedition as it will reach lows in the upper 30s tonight. Tomorrow will be cold in the morning with clear skies all day. Highs will be in the low to mid-50s and overnight lows will drop back down into the 20s, so don't forget to fix that furnace if you haven't already. Our weekend forecast looks cold and dreary for the next few days. Saturday looks like a raw day with highs in the upper 40s before bottoming out in the evening to around 35 degrees with a wind chill below freezing. We're coming up on the top of the hour and we will begin to look at the top stories, but first let's go to...
We interrupt this program to bring you the special news bulletin.
Our breaking news comes to you this evening from Westbrook, Maine, where we have just received word of a massive industrial fire at the CCS chemical factory. We're going live to our reporter on the scene, Tracy Green, who is currently in Westbrook by telephone. Tracy, can you give us the latest?
Tom, I am standing about 400 yards from the main gate of the CCS factory where there is a fire unlike anything I have ever witnessed raging through the entire plant. Smoke plumes have basically blocked out the sky and there are flames shooting over 100 feet into the air. Even at this distance, I am feeling the heat very well from this fire. Officials here have stated that this fire started as an explosion in one of the main buildings, which probably contained a tank farm or holding of some sort, and spread through the complex. We are being told to leave the area at this time, as the fire department is saying that this is a toxic fire, and we need to get to a safe distance. One of the firemen told me earlier that this fire is so hot that they cannot get the fire apparatus inside of the complex.
Has the fire been maintained to the complex?
Yes, so far it has, but the civil authorities are already urging people to.
We interrupt the following programming to bring you this emergency message. The following message is being transmitted by order of the Maine State Police and the main office of the Fire Marshal. At approximately 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a massive fire was started at the CCS chemical plant in Westbrook, Maine. Civil authorities have been dispatched to extinguish the fire, but have had a limited success. This fire is a chemical fire, and is producing toxic smoke throughout the area. All citizens in the communities of Westbrook, Gorham, Buxton, Scarborough, Portland, Falmouth, Windham, and Cumberland are urged to remain indoors and to turn off all heating and ventilation systems to prevent exposure to the toxic fumes. All citizens are advised to close all windows and doors to prevent exposure. All citizens in the mentioned communities should also be prepared to evacuate the area at any time in the event of a wildfire. Please continue to listen to this station to receive all updates. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is 90.7 WRFF and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering news for your area.
You have just heard the latest update from the emergency alert system, and we have just been handed this memo urging the citizens in the named cities of Westbrook, Gorham, Buxton, Scarborough, Portland, Falmouth, Windham, and Cumberland to remain indoors and close all doors and windows until further notice per order of the civil authorities. Do we still have Tracy on the line? Oh. Well, we will try to get her back on the phone, and we will continue to bring you the latest on this breaking story. If you are just joining us, we have just received news of a massive fire that is ripping through the CCS chemical plant in Westbrook, Maine that started less than 20 minutes ago. We are continuing to bring you up-to-the-minute information. I have just learned that we are going to stay on the air. Okay. We're going to stay here with you folks. Again, you are listening to 90.7 WRFF with the latest on this disaster. We're going to pause for a quick station identification and bring it back here on the WRFF radio network.
You are listening to 90.7 FM, WRFF, part of the Portland radio network.
We're back here at WRFF 90.7 FM, and if you are just tuning in, we are continuing coverage on the latest industrial fire at the CCS chemical plant in Westbrook, where an explosion of some sort took place, setting off a toxic fire that is continuing to rage at this time. I understand that we got Tracy back on the phone. Tracy, are you there?
Yes, Tom. We have just learned that the authorities have been unable to keep this fire under control at this time. They have been unable to get anywhere near close enough to put out this fire. We have been forced to leave the area now. Several attempts to extinguish the fire have been made by helicopter, but they have been unsuccessful at this time. It is currently spreading outside of the complex and into the nearby industrial park. Several other buildings are on fire at this time, and there is an extreme amount of toxic smoke from this fire. I have also been told that the weather report has stated that there will be rain possibly rolling into the area in the next few moments, so perhaps Mother Nature will be the heroine in this particular disaster. Tom, back to you.
All right, thank you, Tracy. We wish you a safe journey, and we thank you for all of your hard work. I have been told by my producers that another message from the emergency alert system may be coming. Please stand by.
The following message is being transmitted by order of the Governor of the State of Maine. This is an evacuation watch message. Local officials are continuing to deal with the fire that is burning at the CCS chemical plant in Westbrook. However, the fire is starting to spread to other parts of the area, and there is a strong potential for the fire to spread into other communities. Civil authorities are urging all citizens to remain sheltered in place and to be prepared to evacuate the area at a moment's notice. Also remember to keep all windows and doors closed, and to keep all heating and ventilation systems turned off until further notice. An evacuation watch will remain in effect until 11 p.m. this evening. Police and local law enforcement have closed the surrounding areas as well, and there is no access into the surrounding areas at this time. All major highways and roads in and out of Cumberland County have been closed. This includes Route 95, Interstate 295, Routes 302, 9, 77, 1, and 202. Please continue to listen to this station to receive all updates. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is WRFF, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering news for your area.
As you have just heard, all citizens are required to stay indoors. The note that I've just been handed is from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, who made a statement to this channel moments ago in regards to the CCS factory in Westbrook. They have stated that the factory produces a lot of toxic chemicals in their building and that citizens should take extra caution not to come into contact with any of the smoke or fumes from this fire. We will continue to bring you the latest on this shocking incident, and we will keep you apprised of all developments. This is again 90.7 FM WRFF with the latest on the Westbrook Industrial Fire. Once again, if you are just joining us, we are covering the breaking story of a massive industrial fire that is raging out of control in the town of Westbrook, Maine, which is approximately 7.3 miles outside of Portland. This fire has been out of control for the last half an hour, and fire crews as well as state and local officials have begun ordering people into their homes to avoid contact with the dangerous vapors and fumes that this fire is giving off. Officials from the CCS factory are declining to comment at this time on the nature of the chemicals that caused the fire, but they are urging officials to treat them as the highest grade toxic. Officials have urged all citizens in Cumberland County to remain indoors and to turn off all heating and ventilation systems to avoid exposure from fumes. It has been some time since this community has experienced a situation quite like this one. This is Tom Schaefer, and I'm staying with you on this breaking story, but at this time we're going to pause for a brief station identification here on the WRFF radio network.
You are listening to 90.7 FM, WRFF, part of the Portland Radio Network.
90.7 WRFF FM. We are continuing to follow the latest on the Westbrook Industrial Fire, and we have Tracy back on the phone out in Westbrook still. Tracy, what is the latest out there?
Tom, officials here are relieved that there is some control of the fire at this time. between the helicopters making water drops and the rain starting here. It looks as though this will be under control shortly. The fire marshal has informed me that there was damage to some homes in the area, and as many as 5 residences were burned to the ground. Officials have taken those families to emergency shelters at this time. The shelter-in-place order will remain in effect until around 11 p.m., and there might be another EAS message in the near future. Reporting from Westbrook, this is Tracy Green, WRFF News.
Okay, Tracy, thank you so much for your updates. We will wait to hear the follow-up by the civil authorities on this situation and possibly get some statements. As we await the word for the local government and officials, we again say that we will be staying with you during this situation and continue to relay the latest information. As you heard earlier by the emergency alert system, most of the major roads in Cumberland County are closed at this time, and this includes Route 95 in both directions, Interstate 295, and Routes 302, 9, 77, 1, and 202 are all closed. Civil authorities are urging all citizens not to leave their homes and to shut off all air systems and heating systems to avoid exposure to the toxic fumes. Officials from the CCS
We interrupt the following broadcast to bring you this administrative message. The following message is being transmitted by order of the Maine State Police. Here is the latest on the Westbrook Industrial Fire. Firefighters from multiple counties have begun to successfully extinguish the fire and have contained the fire at this time. There is substantial damage throughout most of the area in a 3-mile radius around the CCS chemical plant, and several homes have been destroyed. At this time, all residents of Cumberland County are ordered to remain indoors until 11 p.m. this evening. At no time are citizens permitted to leave their homes unless instructed by the civil authorities. More information on this situation will follow. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message.
We are back here at WRFF, and you just heard from the EAS with an administrative message. So everyone is ordered to stay indoors until 11 p.m. at least, and you cannot leave for any reason unless directed by the local authorities. Let's pause again for station identification here on the WRFF radio network.
You are listening to 90.7 FM, WRFF, part of the Portland Radio Network.
There are no further reports on the fire or any casualties reported at this time. However, there were some reports that the rain that is coming down is somewhat acidic and causing minor skin irritation. We wonder how this report was filed since everyone is curfewed at this time. Officials believe that this is the result of the toxic fire in Westbrook earlier this evening and that it will take care of itself in a few hours. Police and local officials are on alert at this time as there have been several incidences of looting and possible home invasion that have come in only a few moments ago. Westbrook Police, Falmouth Police, and several incidences from the Portland Police have come in within the last hour. Officials are at a loss to explain these events and believe that this was attributed to the damage caused by the CCS fire. No suspects have been charged or captured at this time, and victims have stated that these perpetrators are still at large in the community. Civil authorities are looking to lift the imposed shelter-in-place in just a few moments. We hope that you keep it here for the latest updates. We're going to the top of the hour here at WRFF, and we will be getting back to regular programming as the Westbrook Industrial Fire is now under control at this time. We thank you for listening and have a great evening.
programming to bring you this emergency message. This is a local area emergency. Important news and information to follow. The following message is being transmitted by order of the Maine State Police. Several reports and incidences of public unrest have been happening over the last 15 minutes. State officials have witnessed numerous incidences of home invasions and assaults happening at random around Portland and vicinity. Civil authorities are at a loss to explain this phenomena, but have taken the following actions and ordered the following. All roads in Cumberland County are to remain closed at this time, and the shelter-in-place order that was to expire at 11 p.m. will continue until further notice. This includes all exits off of Interstate 95 and 295 in both directions, as well as routes 302, 9, 77, 1, and 202. Police and law enforcement have set up roadblocks and checkpoints in a 15-mile radius. No one is to leave or enter Cumberland County until further notice. Please remember to turn off all heating and ventilation systems, and to close all doors and windows. This message will be retransmitted in 1 minute. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. Please close all doors and windows, and turn off all heating and ventilation systems. Several reports and incidences of public unrest have been happening over the last 15 minutes. State officials have witnessed numerous incidences of home invasions and assaults happening at random around Portland and vicinity. Civil authorities are at a loss to explain this phenomena, but have taken the following actions and ordered the following. All roads in Cumberland County are to remain closed at this time, and the shelter-in-place order that was to expire at 11 p.m. will continue until further notice. This includes all exits off of Interstate 95 and 295 in both directions, as well as routes 302, 9, 77, 1, and 202. Police and law enforcement have set up roadblocks and checkpoints in a 15-mile radius. No one is to leave or enter Cumberland County until further notice. Please remember to turn off all heating and ventilation systems, and to close all doors and windows. This message will be retransmitted in 1 minute. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. Here is a message from your local news station.
Good evening, this is Tom Schaefer with the latest on the local area emergency. Details are limited at this time, but officials are urging that all citizens remain indoors and do not go outside unless ordered by the civil authorities. Officials are asking all citizens to remember to keep all heating and ventilation systems turned off until further notice. State police officials are stating that there are several disturbances in the Portland area and throughout Cumberland County of civil disobedience, looting, and assaultive behavior. Civil authorities are working with state and local officials to get the disturbance under control at this time. They ask that you please remain calm and continue to listen to the station for the latest news and updates. We now turn you back over to the emergency alert system.
That was a message from your local news station. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. Please close all doors and windows, and turn off all heating and ventilation systems. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. Please close all doors and windows, and turn off all The following message is being transmitted by order of the Maine State Police. Here is an update on the latest situation going on in Cumberland County. Portland Police and members of the State Police have reported that the numbers of people that are engaging in civil disobedience in the county has grown substantially, and the police are facing mobs of people attacking in large numbers. The State Police are urging all citizens to remain indoors and to lock all doors and windows and to not let anyone into your home. It is unclear what the motives behind these attacks are at this time, but investigators are working to resolve the situation. We have also received a report that the National Guard is being called into Cumberland County to assist with the situation. At this time, no one is allowed to leave or enter Cumberland County per order of the State Police and the civil authorities until further notice. All roads in Cumberland County are to remain closed at this time, and the shelter-in-place order that was to expire at 11 p.m. will continue until further notice. This includes all exits off of Interstate 95 and 295 in both directions, as well as routes 302, 9, 77, 1, and 202. Police and law enforcement have set up roadblocks and checkpoints in a 15-mile radius. Please remember to turn off all heating and ventilation systems, and to close all doors and windows. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. Please close all doors and windows, and turn off all heating and ventilation systems.
A law enforcement emergency message was given at 12:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and remains in effect until further notice. This is the emergency alert system. Please stay tuned for more news and updates. This is not a test.
You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. Please close all doors and windows, and turn off all heating and ventilation systems. Please stand by for a message from your local news station.
Good evening, everyone. Again, this is Tom Schaefer with WRFF Radio with the latest on the now law enforcement emergency that is gripping Cumberland County area. Reports have been coming in from all over the county that the disturbance has been growing in intensity and frequency inside the perimeter of the police blockade. Through our listening of the local scanners, it appears that the police were attacked in great numbers by this force that has taken over the county. We're receiving another report at this time. This report is stating, are you sure you want me to say this one? Okay. The report is stating that the perpetrators have attacked citizens and civil authorities and have cannibalized them. There are several reports confirming this from people inside Cumberland County, and there have been reports picked up over the police bands just a few moments ago corroborating this claim. There is another wild report that the bodies of the deceased have been reactivated by this rainstorm that happened shortly after the CCS fire earlier this evening. However, we feel that this is a rather ludicrous claim, as is the first one, but nonetheless, this is what we have at this time. What we do know as fact is that there are a large number of people attacking citizens at will in the Cumberland area, and they are considered extremely dangerous. Civil authorities are planning to deal with this situation in a much more effective manner and will continue to make the public aware on all channels. We are still told that the shelter-in-place and the turning off of all heaters and ventilation systems is in effect until further notice. Police and local authorities are also advising all citizens to lock all doors and windows and to not let anyone inside their homes. Citizens are also advised to stay away from windows and doors and to not leave their residences unless ordered by the civil authorities. Anyone that is stuck out on the road is told to pull over and stay inside of their vehicle and to lock doors inside the vehicle. This is WRFF and Channel 12, and we will be back with more news as it becomes available, and we will now turn you back over to the emergency alert system.
That was a message from your local news station. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. Please close all doors and windows, and turn off all heating and ventilation systems. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. If you are receiving this message, please lock all doors and windows, and turn off all heating and ventilation. We interrupt all programming for this emergency action notification. The following message is being transmitted by order of the Governor of the State of Maine and the State Police. Please stand by for a message from your local government. Please stand by for a message from the Governor's office.
Citizens of the State of Maine, good morning. I am here to address the state in regards to this crisis that is currently underway around the Cumberland County area, and secondly, I am here to give instructions on what to do next. I have been speaking with the civil authorities and local law enforcement, and I have been told that they were unsuccessful in stopping this growing problem in the Cumberland area this evening. There are now reports coming from Biddeford, Waterboro, and Limerick, with the same situation occurring there as well, and as far away as Freiburg. This problem is now spreading all over the state, and many lives are affected from this disturbance. It is unclear at this time how many people are involved, but there are a growing amount every hour. What we know is that this seems like an infection of some sort or chemical poisoning. There is speculation that this is the result of the fire that occurred earlier at the chemical factory in Westbrook. However, at this time, we can neither confirm nor deny that. What we can confirm is something that was once thought fiction. It is confirmed by both the state police and members of the medical community that the perpetrators are attacking citizens and are engaging in cannibalistic activities. Furthermore, it is also confirmed that the people that are attacked by these assailants reactivate and become like them. Our scientists and medical community are working around the clock to bring us more details and insight into the situation, but at this time, we are stunned at the conclusion and observations so far. Now, at this time we are setting up rescue stations in a 10-mile radius throughout the entire state, and will be broadcasting their locations through the EAS. Rescue stations will be where people can go for a safe location, and will be posted with members of the police and military. We are urging citizens to not stay in their homes as these perpetrators can attack in large numbers and can put your life at risk, but to go to these rescue stations when civil authorities arrive. Finally, there is a possibility of a martial law imposition in the state, although that is not definite. We will see if the adding of more troops in the area will help to get the situation more stabilized. Please be aware that the National Guard and civil authorities will be mobilizing to assist citizens in getting to rescue stations. That is all for now. Thank you.
That was a message from the governor. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This is Channel 12, and we will continue to serve the Portland area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering your local area. Remember to keep all doors and windows locked and to not let anyone into your home. Please stand by for more information from the civil authorities.